rewind about 10 years,
Okay.
right? And this is where I was. I was standing at the window of my wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling uh, window of my skyrise apartment in
Mm.
Jersey City, New Jersey, right on the water, overlooking the New Jersey horizon. Not a building in sight of the height that I was on, where I was on the 30th floor. So I got the best views every sunset, every sunrise. Absolutely gorgeous. And I was in my late 20s working for a Wall Street investment bank. And I was in a position where I paid off my undergraduate debt. I paid
Mm.
off my parents' credit card debt. I was able to give more to charity than I ever dreamed that I could at that point in time. And I was a single guy in New York. So, I mean, it seemed like I had everything going for me,
Sure.
except for the problem that I hated the man in the mirror.
Mm.
I had zero sense of confidence in me, despite the fact that my coping mechanism was always to outachieve, right? So whether it was going to an Ivy League university, then double majoring there, then going to Wall Street, moving up to getting promoted as quickly as I could, all those things to that I thought every achievement would help me feel better about myself, and nothing ever did.
Welcome to the Extraordinary Being Movement, where we inspire you to take action, influence you for change, and motivate you for success. Hi, I'm your host and coach, Len DeCarmine, and we have an extraordinary show tonight. We're going to be talking about mental health and the 5 pillars that Dr. K has to share with us. But before we introduce our guest, I need to introduce my 2 favorite co-hosts, the one and only Fred Martinez. Fred, how are you today?
It's a blessing to be here today. Today's going to be a really good show. I'm just going to say it because everybody is struggling with emotional health right now.
Fantastic. And Christopher Shiver.
How's it going, Len? Today, if I'm correct, we're going to learn about EQ.
What is EQ?
What is EQ? What is that, and why is it important, right?
Well, we're going to find that out tonight on our show with our special guest. So let's not waste any more time. I want to introduce Dr. K. Most high-achieving entrepreneurs, professionals suffer in constant stress, and Dr. K's here to help us out. As your emotional health mentor, he helps you end burnout so you can reclaim your energy and passion for life. Dr. K, welcome to the show. Dr. K, are you on mute?
Oh, there we go.
There he is!
I was trying not to interrupt that beautiful intro that you were doing. I had myself on mute, and there we go. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. That's no problem. That's why we love our show. Things just happen. We roll with it because being human has its flaws, and that's okay. It's
Absolutely
okay to have these flaws and move forward. And tonight you're going to be talking to us about mental health. And like Fred said earlier, mental health is a big thing that a lot of people suffer from, and some people aren't even aware of it. So tonight we're going to be talking about the 5 pillars, as well as emotional intelligence and a number of other awesome things. So where would you like to begin on this journey this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. So the title I go by is Emotional Health Mentor. And often I get that question as, what is emotional health? It's good to start with that definition. Emotional health is a person's ability to identify, process, and act upon feelings in specific circumstances and over the course of time. So emotional health really incorporates emotional intelligence. We talked about EQ right there. So that's emotional intelligence plus emotional resilience. How do we bounce back from stress and the things that knock us off course in life? So emotional intelligence, that part of it, right? It's the awareness of one's emotional state and those of others, especially in response to external events, external stimuli. So have you ever been around someone who, especially in the face of immediate adversity, they simply know how to carry themselves, right? How to interact with others. And then there's some people that in the face of adversity, they fold and they become maybe snippy or very difficult to work with. So emotional intelligence incorporates that. It's extremely important, especially in leadership at all levels. And the other part of emotional health is emotional resilience. So this is one's ability to adjust to circumstances and recover from emotional setback. I mean, certainly 2020 was a year of massive setback for a lot of people, especially in, the realm of our emotional health.
Sure.
And I think what you saw is that the people that were better equipped in the realm of emotional health, better equipped from a standpoint of emotional resilience, were able to, if nothing else, make the best out of difficult situations, right? And some people even figured out how to thrive. Maybe they pivoted their businesses. Maybe they took on that thing that they always wanted to do because they ended up losing their job. So they went and pursued their passion project and made something out of it. So emotional resilience is key to being able to handle the craziness of the world, no matter what happens at whatever point in time.
No, I love that. I appreciate you explaining that to us a little bit more clear, because emotional intelligence is, people don't talk about that in their daily lives. And that plays a big part in who we are and how we function. Because if you don't have the right emotional intelligence and understand that, grasp of that, it's hard to, have a balanced life. And they talk about a lot of in business and in leadership, of course. But let me ask you this: how can somebody day to day just kind of improve upon their emotional intelligence, or kind of is there a way to explain a little bit clearer so that they're more aware, they can become more self-aware of their emotional intelligence?
Well, I think it's actually what you just said. Self-awareness is where it starts. So, for instance, we'll talk about my 5 pillars of emotional
Sure.
health here in a little bit. But one of them is our own way of thinking, our psychology, our mindset, the way we talk to ourselves. So, for instance, how many times have we been in those situations where maybe we make a little bit of a mistake and we say, "Oh, I'm so stupid," right?
Mm,
Like it's just so natural.
sure.
It's innocent, right? You just say, "I'm so stupid." But let's unpack that a little bit. Are we stupid, or did we do a stupid thing? It's two very different things. When you say "I am stupid" versus "I did a stupid thing,"
Sure.
"I am" is a statement of identity. "I
Mhm.
did" is a statement of action. What is more damaging, right? If we're always saying "I am," be very careful about the words that come after "I am,"
Of
because we
course.
will always take actions that are most consistent with who we believe we are, conscious and unconscious actions. So when you're looking at building emotional intelligence, the first thing you can really look at is the language that we use to speak to ourselves, because words matter. They will really uncover so much about how we think, act, and feel. So the first step is to just notice those words without judgment and just oh, I noticed I did that. Okay. The next step would be, is there another way I could phrase that? So maybe maybe the alternative would be, oh, I did a stupid thing,
Mm,
which is okay. We all make mistakes. I
yeah.
was on mute when we started. I mean, like, it's okay to make mistakes. We gotta roll with them. But if there was once upon a time where, yes, I would have absolutely just beaten myself up for that,
Yeah.
saying, "How could I make such a mistake? How unprofessional! I'm such an idiot." And that was no way to live. And thankfully, we can go into my story here as well, because it really does shape why I do what I do. But ultimately, yeah, when you're trying to build emotional intelligence, the first step you want to do is awareness. The first step in that is noticing the words that you use to talk to yourself.
No, and completely agree with you. Language is so powerful, and people don't realize that. When you were speaking, what came up to me was that childhood rhyme: "Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me." We all know that's BS at this point, because the words are more damaging than the sticks and stones really are, because those words stay with you for a lifetime. Those bruises will heal. But if you don't know how to heal, and you take those words personally, and it becomes part of your belief system, saying "I am stupid," you start to believe that you're stupid. And then you start seeing things in your life to correspond with "I am stupid," because you have what's called a reticular activator going on in your mind, noticing more of that. It's like you wanted to go buy a yellow Corvette, you don't see any until you start looking to buy that yellow Corvette. And now you see them everywhere. And the same thing with you labeling yourself as something. Everything you do in your world now is going to reinforce that at times. So words are very powerful in how we use that. It's something that we need to be very aware of in life. So Fred, what's going on, man? You got a question?
Yeah, I want to make a comment. The thing
Sure.
about the I am, here's the thing where stand-up comics have a high degree of depression that most people are unaware of. A lot of it, they use a lot of self-deprecating humor. And so they said, oh, I'm so pathetic, I'm this, I'm that. And because that is the quickest way to get a laugh, when you're pointing it at yourself rather than deflecting it to someone else, because sometimes people look at it as you are making fun of someone else, but when you make fun of yourself, everybody can make a laugh. You're making a laugh about yourself, but it does have an effect on the individual who is the stand-up comic, as an example, because when people are unaware of that,
Sure.
that when you look at the severe depression that they go through, just wanted to bring that up.